G'day doll fans, it's Cassie here from Rare and Pretty Dolls. We're very happy to be back. Had a kind of a crazy couple of months. We had a really big car accident, so we lost our big blue car, and that meant that the family had no car. So we share a car. Because it's been a while since we had a car, like a new car, we were able to finance and buy ourselves a car each. So I bought myself this gorgeous little yellow MG, and my husband bought himself a white one, a white version, so we're kind of twinning. But I have noticed that there's quite a lot of the same car getting around my city, so I thought I'd love to customize it. But customizing cars is not cheap, so I looked at wrapping services, and they kind of ran up into the thousands. And whilst I would have loved to have been able to afford something like that for myself, I really couldn't justify the expense, not even for the business. So I thought, what a cool, fun challenge it might be to see if I could customize it in a way that personalizes it for me and kind of the things I like to do without spending $5,500 I was quoted for a full wrap on just my tiny little MG. Instead of vinyl wrapping the car, I'm leaving it the yellow, and I'm going with a classic Malibu Barbie theme. I was really inspired when I watched the Barbie movie and saw this scene. And I have the country camper at work, which we love the country camper, and I thought it would be so fun. The other thing I want to make is the ornament that hangs from the rear view mirror. But here it is. We're going to be using the Barbie Land mini camper, and we'll be spraying it with Tamiya, which is a model hobby spray paint, in the TS version 16. So if anyone wants to follow along and make your very own, that's the paint that we're using today. And then we'll be using Games Workshop colors, which are also made for hobby miniatures, to highlight and do all the detailing. So let's unbox this little camper. This is a new mini Barbie Land camper van. It's based on the new camper van, I think, but it has a very similar body model to the old one. And it's got this cute color reveal pool on the roof. So we're just going to try and get into this packaging without wrecking it too much. And that little front panel just pops down there. It gives you this cute little backdrop. Really slow. Pops out. That little pool has the Barbie logo on it. And inside the camper, you can see everything you need for a cute weekend away. I like the blue dash on the inside. Going to mask off some of the areas. I should have used liquid masking fluid, but I thought this plain nail polish might do because it kind of has this rubbery peel-off quality to it. It didn't work as well as I hoped, but it still kind of did a good job. We're masking the areas off so that when we do our undercoating, these are the areas that we don't want the undercoat to go on. So we don't want yellow wheels on our van. So I'm going to just be painting over the masking fluid, and then we'll peel that off after we put the spray on. So now we're going to undercoat the whole thing yellow. So just did one coat of yellow, and then we peeled off all of that masking fluid as well. I did mask up that stripe as well, so we've got that bright pink stripe still showing, and we're using a fine detail brush to just pick out those orange sections that I want to put in an orange base coat for. And you can see that you can just see the pink peeking through that yellow base coat, which is something that we'll address later, because it's just the first coat. You could do a second coat of the undercoat base if you wanted to. When you do a second coat with a paint like that, you do risk losing some of the details and having the build-up look gluggy and chunky, and I really didn't want to risk that because then we would have to strip the whole thing back and go again. So I'm very happy with that yellow base, and then we'll just paint everything by hand with a little detail brush. So I'm going to speed it up a little bit. time for that second base coat of yellow, which we're going to be doing by hand with our fine detail brush. When you're painting your miniatures, you'll come across these little details that have been sculpted into the models. This is a raised logo, and you can just ignore it and kind of just paint over it if you want to. Or if you're feeling really brave, you could highlight it. So we're just going to paint around it and we're going to highlight that. I really do like to pick out these little extra sculpted details, and I like to shade and highlight things as I go. You're making something one of a kind for yourself, so you may as well make it just that little bit extra special. I think it's beautiful that all these little details have been sculpted into the models, and sometimes they are just kind of overlooked, and it's really beautiful to be able to appreciate them. Drilling a hole through the bottom for our beaded chain to go through. This is going to hang from the top of the rear view mirror and go all the way to the bottom of the van underneath with a string of beads to stabilize it. That way the van's going to sit the way I want it to, and it's going to stay there for a while. Bringing in all our beads. So these beads I was really lucky to find at my bargain shop. I think they were about $8 for all of these beads, and they are in the perfect color palette. So we've got that nice orange, we've got some cool blue, the beautiful buttery yellow, and a paler pink to contrast, and a couple of candy themes as well, which is really nice. So I'll string this up. As you can see, we've put it together. I've got 2 strings there, one on either side. I'm going to tie it to either side of the van, and then we're going to thread it through the bottom of that hole, and then we're going to put an extra beaded string underneath just to stabilize it. And here she is hanging up inside our very own little mini Malibu beach car. This entire makeover cost me about $600, which is a lot less than I was quoted for the wrap. So we have interior car seat covers by Rihanna Vibes. They were beautiful and they sent them to me really quick. And I have this little custom sticker that I made and put on myself, and that came from Vistaprint, and that was a car decal sticker. If you've enjoyed our makeover today, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as we are planning a lot more dolly adventures this year, and I would hate for you to miss out on some of our more special events. So thank you all for now, dolly fans, and we'll see you all again soon.